15 seconds. Five, four, three, two.
Aloha everyone, and welcome once again to yet another edition of Rail Facts Live. Jai Cunningham here, your moderator. It is a Facebook Live. We've had this a number of different times, and we're glad to bring you yet another edition of what we like to call the CEO's Roundtable discussion. Real quickly, let me introduce some of the gentlemen we have here. Right to my left, very easy to recognize this gentleman. He is the Executive Director and Chief Executive Officer for the Honolulu Authority for Rapid Transportation, and that would be Andy Robbins. Andy, thank you for joining us today.
Good afternoon, Jai.
Okay, as we move around the table, right over there, that is the principal. He's wearing his colors proudly as a face mask. It's blue and gold. I know them better as Marauders because they have been quite the school for quite some time. It is the principal of Waipahu High School, Keith Hayashi.
Hi, Jai.
Thank you, Keith. Appreciate you being around here. Okay, also, as we move around to the table, Bill Labby. He is with Leeward Community College. He is an associate professor with Integrated Industrial Technology over there. It's a really great program. We're going to talk more about that, Bill, if you don't mind, in just a bit. And then, right to my side here is Bob Beadle. Bob is the project director for Hitachi Rail Honolulu. Bob, welcome aboard.
Jai.
We appreciate it. Okay, let's get started real quick. Want to make sure this is a two-way street. So while we are having our CEO roundtable discussion, we also want to know what you have to ask us. And we've got our experts here. They'll be talking a little bit about the programs they have at Waipahu High School, Leeward Community College, some of the potential that's there at Hitachi Rail Honolulu when it comes to the education and how that works hand in hand with what we are doing here at Hart. So if you do have questions, you can send them in a couple of different ways. On Facebook, you can send it in the comments section if you're watching us live right now. And also, if you have email that you might want to send in, you can go info@honolulutransit.org. Okay, let's start with our questions, and I'm going to start with the Executive Director and CEO of Hart, Andrew Robbins. And if you don't mind, training tomorrow's workforce we know is very important, especially for a new project like the rail project, where rail operational job skills, they need to be developed. What are some of the relationships that you have been able to put into place with some of our community educational partners, especially a couple that we have right here?
Right. Well, thank you for that question, Jai. You know, people are familiar, of course, with the ongoing construction of the rail project and all the ups and downs that entails. But, you know, we understand that once the project, the rail system goes into service, it's going to be operating, maintaining, you know, every day, forever, essentially. So partnerships in terms of providing a 21st century workforce that has the skills and know-how to help operate and maintain the rail is really important. So some of the relationships that we built are folks that are representing these educational institutes right next to us, actually, in Pearl City, where our rail operations center is. We're very fortunate to be located right between Waipahu High School and Leeward Community College. So it was a total natural fit to partner with Keith as well as Bill and get those students involved in the rail project.
Yeah, and you're right. You couldn't have found a better place, and Hitachi Rail is right there. So, I mean, you've got this wonderful dynamic sort of triad that's going on there in the Waipahu Pearl City area.
Right.
Andy, when you think about future jobs for the rail project, operations-wise, what are some of the positions that are going to be needed to sort of run the system?
Well, there's so many different positions. Just like the rail system itself, it's got so many disciplines involved in creating the rail project, and it's the same with operating and maintaining. Probably the two major focuses would be electrical and mechanical. When you think about an operating train system, and ours is driverless, so all of the computer technology that goes into making it driverless, and the power systems that power the rail system, lighting, communications, the list really goes on and on in terms of what's involved in a rail system. So electrical, mechanical, of course, in building the system, civil engineering. But then there's also the whole customer interaction, customer experience. So there will be job opportunities as well in regard to greeting the customer,
Yeah.
greeting the passenger. And we have a great opportunity with the driverless system because we don't need somebody locked up in the front of the train anymore. The computer can do a fine job and a safe job of running the rail. So we can take those people out, have them mingle with passengers, provide wayfinding information, other system information, and there's a whole bunch of elements to that we could talk about. But those are some of the major job opportunities.
And I was going to say, we're going to talk with all of our experts here, but when we get over to Bob Beadle, we'll find out about just the range of sort of things that are needed. Okay, real quick, again, if you've got questions, and we can really handle anything. I mean, it's not often that we get a chance to sit down for 45 minutes with our CEO, but also with these experts that are helping sort of train up the future, if you will, when it comes to this project. Again, 2 different ways you can send us the questions. If you're on Facebook Live, in the comments section, just go ahead and type in a question. We hope to get to all of our different questions. As soon as we get done with our discussion here, we will answer those questions. Or you can also send it in via email at info@honolulutransit.org. I want to go back to high school, and in fact, all of us do after we saw this video. So Keith Hayashi, you're the principal at Waipahu High School, and let me have you start with the fact that you guys are unique, or at least you are first of your kind here in the state. Tell me about Waipahu High School and the system that you guys have at your academy, or I guess take me through what it is exactly.
Okay, as a college and career academy high school, we are focused on really connecting education with post-secondary and the workforce. And so to help provide students a plan and an opportunity, our school motto is my voice, my choice, my future. Mm-hmm. And all of our energy is focused on that. So what we have in our school design that's up on the board here is different academies. So we basically have 5 major academies and designated by the different colors. And our teachers and business partners and post-secondary partners form like a coalition on campus within every academy. And their purpose is to help provide input in how we can continue to make our curriculum and the learning in school relevant. So again, we're fortunate to have all of our academies. They're now nationally certified as of about 2 weeks ago. And over the last 2 years, we've been going through a process. And so they are all nationally certified, which means we needed to meet certain standards, international standards of practice. Which really means that we're really working to connect, again, education, post-secondary, and provide opportunities for our students. So the gray is actually our Academy of Industrial Engineering and Technology Academy. And so what's listed there are the different pathways that we have with the programs of study and the different certifications that we offer at school for our students before they graduate from high school. So my voice, my choice, my future. Students register for one of those 5 academies, and we support them through their 4 years at Waipahu High.
And Keith, real quick, did you tell me that, do these young people get to kind of help shape where this program goes in the future? Because they've been involved, and so their voice is extremely valuable, isn't it?
Right, it is. And we do get feedback from our students, to see what areas we can improve in, from our teachers. It's what I'm really proud of is that we have different partners that come together to support us. So it's not just K-12 education, it's not just teachers and parents and our counselors and our staff, but it's how do we continue to connect with our industry partners and our post-secondary partners to provide a robust, relevant curriculum. And it's helping students to really define their purpose, and not only in high school, but how they're going to give back. And through the academy, students do. They have gone and supported our elementary schools with creating signs for their library, chicken coops for a monastery. They have worked in integrated design where one of our partners, we have a federal credit union on our campus, and so we wanted to redesign that. So rather than bring in outside contract someone from the outside to come in, we brought our students together. So how might we then create a credit union with Hawaii ESA, and what would IET's part be? So the building construction came in, worked with our design students, and they actually redid the flooring, redid the countertops. How do we bring relevant real-world experiences into the classroom. And then as students get and learn more,
Yeah.
how do we then provide opportunities for them to participate in internships or externships in industry?
Well, it's interesting, and you've already kind of got us interested, and you talked about one of those different things, talking about the Academy of Industrial and Engineering Technology. And if I'm not mistaken, I think we have a video, just in case you kind of want to get an idea of what these young people are doing there at Waipahu High School. We've got a quick 1-minute video just to show you kind of what they're doing and why there's such excitement at Waipahu High School.
Our academy provides students with a very focused program of study. For example, if they're interested in automotive, they can take autos and their electives around that. If they're interested in electronics, they can take my classes. And in addition to the skills that we teach them in the classroom, which we try to be as hands-on as possible, we provide them with other opportunities like interviews from different colleges or guest speakers, externships and internships to kind of give them the opportunity to practice what they're learning in a real world setting.
I would say IET is for you if you like a challenge. IET is not just doing stuff with your hands. IET really involves everything. We do a lot of things that involve your hands, obviously, but it ties in all the subjects. So for math, English, science, all that stuff, IET, I think we tie in all the subjects and make it relevant and make, I guess, learning for the students more fun.
And I can tell you this, when we first saw this video before we came on air, Andy Robbins was ready to go back to high school. He wanted, in the worst way, and it wasn't just him. I think all of us here were thinking, we wouldn't mind that. Before I let you go, Keith, before we move on from high school to college, how important is it when you sit here with Leeward Community College, you sit here with Hitachi Rail Honolulu, how important is it to have partnerships like this for these young people that are freshmen, sophomore, seniors in high school?
It's critically important. I think our students don't know what they don't know what they don't know, right?
Yeah.
And so if we can provide them opportunities to connect and to engage with our post-secondary partners and Hitachi and our industry partners, it really provides that sense of purpose. And how can we connect students' passions and what their interests are to careers? And it provides motivation, it provides a sense of belonging, why they're in school, and why education is so important for life after high school.
Good stuff. All right, we move along now, and we graduated high school. Now we're moving off to college, and so we want to welcome in Bill Labby. Bill, if you don't mind, tell me a little bit about the program that you have there at Leeward Community College. I know that we've talked about this in the past, and I think back in February of this year we had a wonderful train day, and we had students from Farrington High School, from Waipahu High School, Campbell. They got a chance to see what could be next for them, and probably a lot of these kids at Waipahu High School were in this program. You have another little step up for them, just to push them along on what could be a wonderful career. Tell me about the program.
So the program is called Integrated Industrial Technology. It's based on a mechatronics degree. Mechatronics is a new broad spectrum way of looking at technology. Instead of working in either electrical or mechanical or civil or computers, it's mechanical, electrical, everything is combined. So the technicians that are coming out of programs like this are multidisciplined. The origins of this program came from many years ago. We were approached by the bidders for the rail at the time, and we were told that there's going to be a lot of opportunities for electromechanical technicians, and that was actually 10 years ago. We started it in workforce development. So the original intent was to provide some workforce development training so that we could provide a local workforce to work at the rail. I had an opportunity to work directly with some of the engineers at Hart and with the engineers from Hitachi. Prior was Ansaldo, but with Hitachi, and they helped me develop the coursework so that it would be targeted pretty much to the workforce for the rail.
And we kind of see that with the different semesters and how you kind of advance them
Right.
along and what is their
Now, the University of Hawaii can't obviously make a degree program for one employer. So we had to reach out and look for other places where we could have put these people. And what we found was a flood of interest from food and beverage manufacturing, from some of our infrastructure partners, including wastewater treatment, the refineries, power plants. They all need electrical technicians, and the list has been growing steadily since then. So this is a new career path, and it's a STEM degree, so it's based out of our math and science division. It's not a trades necessarily. When we developed it, we wanted to, actually from a lot of my personal experience in life, there's a group of people that want to be engineers, but they may not have the math skills at the time to go to engineering school for whatever reason. But they're still very passionate about it, and they have the aptitude for it. So a technician or a technical degree like this is like two sides of the same coin with an engineering degree. We teach them to speak the same language as the engineers. They have the rigor, but they have the troubleshooting and technical skills, so they can go in and be a technician and work with an engineer. And it has worked out pretty well.
And I was going to say, we'll take a look at a few of the pictures of the lab that you have out there at Leeward Community College. When did the program get started?
No, we actually began development in 2012.
Okay.
And it was a workforce development program. The campus decided to, again, we incubated it in the workforce development division, so it really was workforce development training. And we incubated it there, and then we transitioned it to the associate in science degree in 2017, so that we could codify it. In addition to national credentials that students can test and gain, they're getting an associate in science degree. Now, what we're doing is we're looking to expand that to have it accepted at other schools like UH West Oahu and Manoa.
And it makes sense, especially if you're talking about along the rail line, the potential for that sort of connectivity between a UH West Oahu, a Leeward Community College, a Honolulu Community College, and
Right.
goodness willing, years from now, the UH Manoa connection, you could have the entire system basically running on one line east to west. That would be kind of cool. Now I know we have Hitachi sitting here. I just learned to talk yesterday, so I know we have them sitting here. But you made mention of the fact that when we see this program that's in place, the fact that you're getting more interest from environmental services with wastewater plants and everything, that must, as an instructor, as a teacher, that must thrill you for the potential for these young people, not just to work necessarily on rail, but so many other opportunities they may not have known until they're in this program.
The doors are opening almost weekly. I'm getting calls from different companies that are looking for controls technicians. Some of the coursework is in industrial controls, logic control devices, and SCADA systems, and it really is the only coursework available in the state in that discipline. So I'm finding people that have already have degrees that are coming back just to take that coursework. So it's amazing, and the students that are coming through are going to have almost unlimited opportunities. Everything is automating.
Well, I'm excited to hear this, and I want the Chief Executive Officer for Hart to know that, okay, we got on the train at Waipahu High School, and we made it to Leeward Community College stop. That's Halaulani. Now we're getting back on, and we're actually going to go back to the yard. We're headed back to the Rail Operations Center, where they have a number of different buildings and everything. We want to talk to the project director for Hitachi Rail Honolulu, Bob Beadle. Bob, if you don't mind, hearing these guys talk about the program at Waipahu High School, the program at Leeward, what it means for Hitachi Rail Honolulu to have this synergy going on literally right in your backyard.
Well, for us, it's a godsend. We've worked with Bill We're setting up, trying to work something with Keith and his group. We've hired 6 of Bill's graduates already, and there will be more of them. One of the challenges that we have is getting a qualified workforce on the island with the proper technical skills, and Bill's taking care of that. So it absolutely, it's just been perfect for us, and obviously with the physical closeness, it makes everything so convenient.
Where are you guys right now? I understand, are you, as far as workforce, more than 140?
Right now we're at 160.
Okay.
We'll be up to 168 by the end of the year. Actually, by the end of November, we hope to be up to 168. Total, once all 3 sections are in, we're pretty close to 300.
Wow.
And right now, 90% of those people are local hire. We obviously, the lack of rail on the island means that we have to bring in some specialists with rail experience, and they work as technicians all across the board, but they also work as mentors.
Okay.
So that we're teaching the local hires everything that they need to know to become proficient in rail maintenance, in maintenance of the vehicles, in operations control. All of that is being taught on the job, plus our normal training program. We have a very, very comprehensive training program that everyone goes through. And but most of those people are from the island.
And then, Bob, we talked about the potential for once they have this knowledge, once they have the experience, there's a whole world that opens up to them, especially with a company like Hitachi. You literally could be sent just about anywhere to help start up new systems, that sort of thing. The potential is quite great, is it not?
Absolutely. When we have a project anywhere else in the world, and like the project that we have here, we've brought in people from other projects and to work part of the engineering group, part of the commissioning group, part of the construction management group, and that happens all over the world. We will no doubt have another project somewhere in the world that says, I need 2 rail technicians or 2 SCADA operators, whatever. They will, and we'll go to the people and say, would you like to go to Vietnam for 2 years? Or would you like to go to Malaysia or wherever? And typically people say yes.
I was going to say, I know Andy has said yes to that because he's lived sort of all over the world as someone who's helped commission so many different systems. And if you want to actually just get an appreciation of it, you should just go to the website and appreciate the fact that there are so many different countries that Hitachi has jobs in. So it's not just Hawaii.
No, absolutely. This is my 12th project worldwide, and so it opens up the whole world.
Hey, if you don't mind me asking, because I've got 2 veterans of rail projects here, can you give me just 2 or 3 of the different locations worldwide that you've lived and worked?
Malaysia, Qatar, South Korea, Taiwan, Vancouver. Actually, I'm from Vancouver, but
Those are all pretty nice places to work.
they are, and you get to meet people. You get to get involved in the community, and that's a big deal.
That's neat. Let me bounce back over to Andy real quick then. So we got his list, which is a very good list. What about you? Some of the places you've been, when obviously Honolulu's one of them, building a rail project here right now, but where's some of the other locations?
Yeah, I've been all over the world in this field of over 40 years now in rail transit, and sharing with Keith and with Bill my experience coming up out of high school, getting interested in electronics, and I told Keith what I had in high school, it does not compare at all to what you find at Waipahu High School. So I totally applaud you and what all your teachers and staff are doing. It's phenomenal, and I've been there and I've seen it. And then Bill and the program at Leeward is the next step, and it's fantastic as well. But I've lived in Hong Kong, worked throughout mainland China, Singapore, and other places as well. So these are the opportunities. But I always go back to my start, which was actually in Atlanta, Georgia, and Orlando, Florida, where I was doing operations and maintenance. Even though I was a graduate engineer, I wanted to learn from actually turning wrenches and working on electronic circuits, and so I asked to be in those positions, and I'll tell you, it was totally invaluable to start that way. So I encourage everybody listening who has an interest in this field to consider that, go through these programs, and you just have to watch those videos and get all excited. At least I do. So I hope many others do as well.
And see, the great thing about the CEO Roundtable is these gentlemen with their years of experience get a chance to let these teachers and shapers of the young minds of the future know that you know what you can tell them and what they can do. And trust me, I've heard from real life experience that it's not just on this rail system, it could be other rail systems, it could be other fields, other industries that you work in. So we appreciate that. As we had said, if you get a chance and you have a question that you want to ask, and it could be on anything you've heard here today, whether it be the program they have there at Waipahu High School, an award-winning program and nationally recognized, whether it be Leeward Community College and what they've been able to start, the work that's going on there at Hitachi Rail Honolulu, the work that's still ongoing as far as building the rail system. If you got a question, you can go, if you're watching Facebook Live, in the comments section, just simply type in a question, or if you feel better, sending it via email, info@honolulutransit.org. That's a valuable way to send those questions in. And we hope to get to as many questions as we can because we really do enjoy when we have these CEO roundtables, when we have these Rail Facts Live, the chance that you not only get to hear from some of the leading experts in their industry, but you also get a chance in the past to visit some of the stations. We've had a chance to actually go to the Rail Operations Center to get an idea of what happens in the Operation Command Center. So, your questions and answers. It's time for us to get some of your questions that you've had and just to see if we can't get it answered. I've got 4 different experts here, so I think we can handle just about anything that gets thrown at us. Okay, so we have a viewer question that came in from info@honolulutransit.org. And Loke asked, it's cool that there is no driver on the trains. If no driver, then who operates the train? Do you want Bob to take this one?
The train's operated from the Operations Control Center. It's all computer controlled. In the OCC is a mimic board that shows the entire system. Actually, the mimic board shows the entire system that will be completely developed. And it shows the train on the as they move along the line, where they're going when they stop at a station, when they leave the station. Plus, there's over 1,500 CCTV cameras on the system, so at any time you can focus on a TV camera on the train, where it's going, what's ahead.
It is cool. And Andy, as you had said, a lot of times when we've had community meetings before, people wonder about safety. But when it comes to this, these driverless systems, the safety record is pretty intense and pretty amazing when it compared to driver systems that have a driver.
Yeah, where we are now is it's actually considered safer not to have the driver because you don't have the human element anymore because we're all fallible, obviously.
Sure.
But as I mentioned earlier, the chance to actually take people, workers, and remove them from being locked up in front of a train, which traditionally has been the case, where you don't have any chance to interact with them, and they can now become customer service personnel. I think that's a great advantage. Plus now you go right up to the front window of a train, which in the old days
The
you
number
couldn't
one
do.
seat in the whole place.
Yeah, but the safety record, there's a number of driverless systems around the world. It grows, every year, and the safety record is unsurpassed. And we go through a very rigorous process at HART as well as at Hitachi Rail to ensure the safety. It's a verification and validation process. We have to go through a very rigorous safety certification process that involves the state of Hawaii and federal government. So it's the safety record is terrific.
And I know, Bob, same as with Andy, that the safety is very top of the list, and then everything else falls underneath that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Safety is 100% the very first thing that we're concerned with.
All right, let's see, we got another question. This one coming in from Cheryl Morgan from Facebook. Are there any internship programs at Hart or Hitachi for college students? That's a good question. Let me turn to Hitachi first, and then I'll turn to Andy.
We have we have an internship program with Bill. We've had several of his people through it. We've hired 6 of his graduates, and working on the vehicles, on the systems. So yes, there is, and we're working in the process right now of developing an internship program with Waipahu.
Well, that's cool. And Andy, before I get to you, let me ask my 2 educators here. Bill, what that means for you guys to have a next door neighbor who needs who needs young people as part of this program, as part of this team. It must be super awesome for you to know that you're able to possibly guide them into a career. We're not talking about just some sort of part-time job. We're talking about something that could be a lifelong thing.
Yep, absolutely. And an internship, especially at the end of a degree program, it helps them to take what they've learned and see the application of it, and really make a decision, an informed decision about whether that's the company that they want to work for. So far, everybody's said yes. They started this because
and I'm thinking Vietnam and Germany and all these other locations are part of it.
In the bigger sense, if you have an internship, and at some point what I want to do with the program is to have an internship where they could be working within a semester period within a couple of different companies that might be slightly different from each other or radically different, so that the students can come back and not only make a choice for themselves, but then write about it and communicate that to the other students.
Well, I think we would all agree. It may have led to a 180-degree change, or maybe not 100, but something different we could have gone into. And so that's why I think you're right. The internships can be extremely valuable. Hart internships and the possibility. I know that we worked hand in hand with my good friend Moon, who's been first and foremost with a lot of the internships we have, because there's a lot of different things you can do, not just at Hitachi, but with Hart as well.
Right. So Moon, Pellerin.
She's a superstar.
She's a superstar, and she's taking on interns in our public information section. We also have had interns in our planning, environmental, and sustainability group, and I think those have been very valuable internships. For example, UH students have interned there and get those valuable real-world skills.
Sure.
So those are a couple of examples.
Yeah, good questions. Very good questions. We appreciate that. And again, if you wanted to send more questions in, you can just Facebook, the comment section there, or info@honolulutransit.org. Okay, we've got Ben who sent us an email in at info@honolulutransit.org. Says, I'm a junior in high school. What best advice can the panel give me for a career in engineering? Let me start with the principal of Waipahu High School. Keith, if you don't mind, what you would say to some young person who's thinking about this?
I think for us at Waipahu, for our students who are in our engineering pathway, it's to take advantage of as many opportunities as possible. Strengthen mathematics, the area of mathematics and STEM. Be sure to talk with your counselors. Find out what kind of opportunities are available through the school. I know for us, as our students participate in different kinds of internships, what they do is they come back and they share with others what's happened. They'll go home and share with their cousins and brothers and sisters, and so that information is spread that way. So I think as a junior, be sure to talk with your counselor, definitely, and see what kind of experiences and opportunities are available at the high school.
And I think if I could just echo, as a father of a teenager who's in high school and also a junior, you have, and you made mention of it 2 or 3 times just right there, you have all these counselors and you have all these teachers who are resources there for you. Don't be afraid to ask them if you're confused, if you're wanting to have a little help, that's what they're there for. That's their career. That's what they want to give to you, is it not?
Yes, and also not only the counselors, but for us, we have advisory boards, and so we have partners actually in engineering, in post-secondary and in the field, and so they also provide support and a source of information for our students to really get a sense of what's about, what can you expect, and then if there are opportunities for internships, then that's great to actually get into the field and see what it's like.
Real quick, Bill, if you don't mind, what you would tell a junior in high school, just a year or two away from possibly being in your program, interested in engineering, what advice might you give?
Anyone in high school that's interested in being an engineer or an engineering program, mathematics is the foundation of it. An engineering program is based in math. That's easy for people that like math or find it natural.
Sure.
If you're a junior in high school and you want to be an engineer and you're having difficulty with math, my recommendation is to find context, seek context from the math teachers, who are not always the best people to provide context because they're good at math. Seek context from engineers, people that can help you understand what calculus is. Sometimes you need to know what it is in order to be able to understand the formulas. So the context of the math is, to me, the most important piece. And that'll set them on the path to engineering.
Thank you, guys. That's a really great advice for a junior in high school wanting to maybe get into engineering. There's a couple of different examples there that hopefully gives you a little bit of knowledge, and if school ever gets back to normal where you actually sit down with a counselor, or whether you're doing it via Zoom, that's questions that you could ask. Okay, let's see if we've got another question. Now we got another question coming in from Meg, and this was again via info at. I'm interested in a job with Hitachi Rail. Where do I go? Well, let me turn to the project director, because I think he might have be most qualified to tell us if you want a job at Hitachi Rail, where do you go?
The best place to go is to our website. We have a whole listing of jobs that are open right now, and
as we had talked before, Bob, and I'm sorry to bother you, but it's not just, so we've been talking about engineers and that sort of thing, but there's a huge range of jobs that you have, and it's not just engineers, but like you had said, it's track maintenance, and it's car maintenance and things like that.
It's track maintenance, car maintenance, the operations control center. There's all sorts of jobs dealing with the public, greeting the public, working on the vehicles. There's security jobs. And if you go to careers.hitachi.com,
Okay.
That's where everything will be listed. But there are all sorts of other jobs.
Okay, and I'll say that again, and I know a lot of times this gets posted, so if you wanted to know more, careers.hitachi.com, and let's see, actually, we may even have, let's see, look at that. We got the really fancy, you talk about top line technology, we're able to make it appear in this magic box they call a television. That's just unbelievable. So, careers.hitachi.com. We'll leave that up for just a bit. We appreciate your questions. There have been some really good questions. I especially like the fact that we have high school students who are sort of interested in this. And, I think the great thing is we got a call the other day from someone who had seen testing going on in the Pearl City area, and he just simply wanted to call the hotline to say that he was super excited about the fact that he saw the train testing. And I can tell you this, it doesn't matter how old you get, really old, like my friend Matt Derby, if you see a train moving on the track, it excites you like nothing else. So it's fun to see. Let's see if we've got any more questions coming in. I'm probably going to be in trouble with my buddies. Well, not Moon, because I called her a superstar, but it's my other friends that I might be in trouble with. Okay, another question coming in from Kevin. This is via info@honolulutransit.org. I like what I hear about LCC's program. Bill, that's good. How can I qualify to be part of the IIT program? How do they go about getting into that?
Right, so we run it as a cohort-based program. So we start every fall with a group of up to 25 students.
Okay.
And there really is no hard, fast prerequisite to be accepted into the program. Community college is an open program.
Sure.
My recommendation to start with leeward.hawaii.edu/IIT. There's information in there. My name and number are posted, and the program counselor, Amy Amper, is there. Both of us would be happy to discuss different aspects of how you get in. Amy can help you with transitioning from high school to college, or from industry to college, all the nuts and bolts of it, and I can provide them with information on what the program entails, what kind of coursework they're going to need to do.
Sure.
And I'm happy to give tours of the labs. It's a very hands-on program.
Well, and Bill, let me ask you this. You don't just have to be, I just graduated high school, 2020. You've got people from different fields and different stations in life who want to be a part of this.
Absolutely.
Who maybe thought they were headed this way and want to come back and sort of relearn something or venture off in a different direction.
Yes.
It doesn't have to just be a 19-year-old.
The campus is open to everyone. We, as a campus, we focus on the west side, of course, underserved populations, the Native Hawaiian population. We really, everyone on the campus wants to reach out and be inclusive of underserved populations and military veterans. As a military veteran myself, I go to the base and I recruit veterans. They make good technicians, and they make good employees, or at least I like to think they do. So start with the website, phone call to me and the counselor, and we'll be happy to take you from there.
All right, thanks, Bill. Appreciate that. Again, another really good question. Let's see if we have another question here. Let's see, Candace from info@honolulutransit.org. She said, Mr. Robbins, I'm excited about the rail jobs, but when will the system run so that people can work for Parkland?
That's a great
You've been
question.
asked this one, I think, before, haven't you?
Right, and that's the goal of everyone at HART and all of our contractors, to get the trains up and running and actually have passengers on board. And I'm happy to tell you that we're all aiming for opening the first 10 miles from East Kapolei to Aloha Stadium around April of 2021. A little bit delayed because of the COVID challenges that we all faced, but we're rapidly reaching the point where HART will finish all of the testing, working of course with Hitachi, finish all the train testing, go through the safety certification process so that we can get the safety certification, and then it's turned over to the City and County of Honolulu, who will oversee the operations and maintenance, and Hitachi Rail with their workforce will actually operate and maintain the trains. And as you heard from Bob, I'm sorry, people are actually working right now, getting ready for the operations and maintenance. So,
And it's interesting you say that, because just a few months back when we had a chance to be there, we got a chance to see, we were in there as they were working, training, testing those trains.
Right.
And as you had said, so from East Kapolei, Kualakai Station, all the way to Aloha Stadium, Halava Station, that entire 10 miles, they're testing, and they're testing multiple trains morning, noon, and night right now, right, Bob?
That's correct. We're running 24/7, and running. We're up to 4 trains at a time now. Today was the first day we've run 4 trains. Hopefully by the end of next week we'll be running 5, and starting to run our test program. And when I say our test program, I mean the test revenue service program, running the correct headways and stopping for the associated amount of time at each station, and just moving it forward. So
that's like a dress rehearsal in a way.
Absolutely, it's all part of the program, but it's starting to happen. So people during the day will start seeing 4 trains, 5 trains running. Hopefully that'll get some people excited.
And I think Andy and I have talked about it. Once the fact that you're able to get on one of those trains, I think is going to be a real pivotal point in the development of this system, because then it's real. Like, it's a real handle, and it's a real seat, and it's a real floor, and we're really moving it's not just conceptual anymore, and I think everyone's going to be excited about that. Another question, Janelle from info@honolulutransit.org. Principal Hayashi, you've been kind of popular today. Can you talk about your other 4 academies at Waipahu High School? My son will go to your campus in 2022. So we got a future marauder that's making his way to campus. And if we can, we'll go back to this setup because, like you had said, it's not just, obviously there's the industrial electronic sort of pathway, but you have a number of other ones. And let me see if we can get that one called up, and that way you can kind of have an idea of just all the opportunities you offer for your students.
Well, we look forward to welcoming her son in 2022. Our academies are clustered into 2 main areas. One is helping people, saving lives, so if you're interested in that, and the other one is on design and innovation. So if you look on the left side, the academy theme, design and innovation, we have the Academy of Arts and Communication, Natural Resources, or Industrial Engineering Technology. And so if you're interested in audio engineering, graphics communication, multimedia, arts and comm is for you. If you're interested in getting outdoors, environmental resource management, natural resources production, plant biotech, then natural resources will be your academy. On the other side, we have, if you're interested in really helping people, professional and public services, business, culinary, law and justice, teacher education, and or health and sciences, which is clinical health, health and nutrition, and medical biotechnology, the research component. So no matter what academy you select, there are different opportunities and different credentialing that we try to get for students. So you'd enter at 9th grade into the academy and stay in that academy for grade 9 and 10. And then at the end of 10th grade, if a student decides that they want to switch, they can switch at that point. It's important for us to keep the students cohorted in grade 9 and 10 so that we can really provide that personalization and support for our freshmen and sophomores.
Well, and you would know more than anyone else is sitting here. When you're 14 years old and you're 17 years old, you can be really different person that really doesn't necessarily want to be here anymore. Maybe they're, so it's nice to have fluidity.
Right, and throughout the academies, students can engage and from their rising freshman year, they can opt to take our early college courses. So the partnerships with Leeward Community College, UH West Oahu, we do offer an array of courses. We have about 600 students engaged in early college.
Wow.
So they're dual crediting. So taking care of not only their high school credits, but also earning college credits at the same time. So we do have students who are graduating with their associate's degree.
Oh, wow.
And this year, the first student in their associates in applied science in pre-engineering. And so she's in the IT Academy, and so it's what about the My Voice, My Choice, My Future. So if students want to leverage that 2.0, connecting early college work with the academy work, getting students ready for life after high school.
Dad of 2 daughters, it's nice that you said she is going to accomplish that. All right, let's see if we got any other questions. We appreciate what's been some really great questions that you've been able to ask us today. And we're glad that obviously this sort of educating the workforce and the idea that we got to start young and to move along is obviously strikes a note with everyone. We got Walter from Facebook asking us, what restrictions are there for flying drones around the rail system or construction sites for those of us who want to get a cool shot? Let me turn to, who do I need to turn to for this one? Because, Bob, if you don't mind. I know you guys are testing, so there is, trains are moving, and so I think if you have moving, especially tons of technology that's moving along a track, it's probably not best to have a drone around it.
Well, I first off, I'm not sure what the restrictions are for flying drones in the
Just for state.
municipality for the state
Yeah.
or anything else. From our perspective, as long as you don't get too close, I don't really think that there's an issue, but I don't know what the restrictions are for flying a drone.
Sure.
I know we wouldn't wish to have a drone flying over the OCC, the maintenance yard, but I think that's a question that you have to ask the state authorities
Yeah.
as to what you can do.
Yeah, that you might be right as far as what restrictions are on that and everything. But you're perfectly if you are at a location, a parking structure or something like that, and you do see the train testing, and you do have your phone out, feel free to take video or take pictures, because there is an excitement about that. And we've actually seen some of the technicians that have been on the trains that have sent us video of people down at bus stops waving. So obviously it's exciting to see that it's moving, and it's it's getting closer to actual interim service. So we appreciate that. Yeah, might be a better question answered by authorities. Okay, let's see, another question. Steve sent us info@homelooptransit.org. Will the rail have system security jobs like BART has their own police force? Director Robbins or Bob?
I could take started. So I mentioned earlier that the city and county will actually oversee the operations and maintenance. So what's being planned is a sort of a 3-level security workforce, and that's in addition to all the technology. And Bob spoke about some of the technology earlier with all the closed circuit televisions and other security measures that are built into the system through technology. There's being planned a 3-level human workforce, if you will. The first level are what sometimes we call roving personnel or roving technicians, which will come from Bob's organization, who are the eyes and ears of the system. They carry walkie-talkies and are generally observant of what's going on in the system. They can answer questions from passengers. They can even handle some technical issues that may come up from time to time. And then the second level planned is a dedicated security workforce that will be dedicated to the rail system, in uniform, also not in uniform, who will be enforcing what's called a code of conduct. And that's also being developed, led by the city and county, in terms of the rules of riding the rail system. There will be rules, just like there are on the bus, but there'll be some unique ones for the rail system. For instance, no eating and drinking, no littering, but also things like a maximum time to use the system. It's going to be tempting with air conditioning and free Wi-Fi, probably to ride all day long, but you are expected to make your way to your destination in a timely fashion and then exit, and if you want to use it again, you can come back on. And then the third level, of course, would be HPD, who will respond to any incidents that require their presence.
And so, Bob, you'd made mention, we talked earlier, that the different wide range of jobs, there also comes that sort of community officer, if you will, that first line of people that see the system, maybe have questions, but also need someone to kind of be the eyes. That's also part of the
Absolutely.
job opportunities.
It is, and we have hired a substantial number of those now. They're in training to fully understand the system, get themselves familiar with the stations and the vehicles and everything else. So.
All right, very good stuff. We have another question. Let's see. Jessica from info@homelooptransit.org, she says, can each of you share with us what is the best part of your job? This is probably, I don't know if this is going to be our last question, but I like the idea that this is our last question. So we'll work our way around this way. Bob, the best part of your job?
Gosh.
Where do you start, right?
Exactly, where do you start? I get to work in Hawaii. I get to work with incredible people and get to give back to the community. Those are, it's important. It's important for me personally that we're seen as a net contributor to the community, not a net taker. And I think that that and the fact that the people I get to work with.
Good stuff. Good answer there, Bob. Hey, Bill, what's your favorite part of your job?
I love everything about my job. I mean,
As most career educators do.
The lab we built is amazing. Their training aids are used for the students to have these aha moments that really make me feel warm inside when I finally see students do that. But I think the part that really makes me, for a long, the old man in me, right, that wants to see people that were like me when I was in high school, that were a bit lost, weren't sure where they wanted to go, wanted to be an engineer but just didn't have the math grades at the time, and there's a home for them here, and there are many of them that are in the program, and they work together with each other, and they grow, and they're going to have good careers. And that really, it warms my heart to see that we have a program for these people that watch how it's made rather than football.
There's nothing wrong with football.
Never watched a game in my life, honestly.
Well, the Steelers are undefeated, but I don't want to try to butter up the boss or anything. Okay, let's move to Principal Hayashi. Favorite part of your job? You got 2,800 sons and daughters, if you will. So you got a big job. I want to know what's your favorite part.
It's also about the people. I think definitely the students, and to help provide them a sense of purpose. But it's also, I think, about many others coming together. Our community partners, our post-secondary partners, industry, our parents, and students helping each other. I think creating that sense of community on our campus and giving back to our community, I think, is something that not only we're developing students academically, but also helping them to build a good heart, right? And and to give back.
It's
That's
interesting,
important.
it's interesting you talk about all those different things. It takes a village.
Takes a village.
It takes a village.
Definitely.
Boss, your favorite part there, Chief Executive Officer for Honolulu
You
Authority.
really want to ask me this question?
I waited to save you to the end because I want to hear this one.
No, it's also the people. I mean, starting with an incredible staff that I have of people with such talent. They bring all their talents and energy, motivation, and drive to this project. We're all incredibly blessed to be working on such a transformative project. And that's supplemented by experts, consultants that have come from all different places. Bob mentioned it. I know a lot of these people from all different parts of the world that have come to Honolulu to really share their expertise and to deliver this project and help mentor the local folks as well, so that they can carry on well into the future. So definitely about the people, and then of course meeting fantastic people out in the community, such as who we have here at the table today. That's another major resource and thrill of the job. Really.
Yeah, and I think it's been exciting today to hear, two experts in this industry who are building this system, and to know that these young people have careers and are going to have a chance to work and for a long time, and maybe even work in different locations and different places. So exciting. Before we leave, just hoping you can do us a favor. We appreciate you joining us today on RailFax Live, our CEO roundtable, getting a chance to talk about sort of educating the workforce, how this technology combines with sort of the education thing. If you don't mind, take our survey. It's really easy to find. Just go honolulutransit.org/survey. That's all you need to do. Or it's also embedded on our Facebook page. So there's two different ways you can take the survey. Shouldn't take very long, but if you could, just real quickly, honolulutransit.org/survey. We would appreciate your input. That would help us a lot to let us know kind of what you liked, what you would like to see, that sort of thing. We appreciate you joining us today. Appreciate our experts, Bob Beadle, Project Director for Hitachi-Rail Honolulu, Bill Labby, who is with Leeward Community College, Principal Keith Hayashi over at Waipahu High School, and of course the Chief Executive Officer, Executive Director for HART, Andy Robbins. Thank you guys. We appreciate it very much that you joined us today. Thank you for joining us for yet another RailFax Live. We'll be back again next month, obviously with another edition of the CEO Roundtable. As it gets closer and draws nearer, we will of course let you know what our subject matter is going to be, when you can catch us next, and we appreciate you joining us. So we hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you for all the wonderful questions. Thanks for tuning in, and of course we will see you next time. Until then, we say aloha.
Aloha.